The invocation will be given by Chaplain Gwen Green, the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Dennis Collins. Please stand.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I'd like to say this. I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a very blessed and Happy New Year. And I appreciate your service to this county. Mayor Davis, Chairman Cry, appreciate all of you. Can we pray? Father, in Jesus Christ, His holy name, I thank you, Lord, for our county. I thank you for all of our representatives here. I thank you for all of our first responders. And I pray for all the employees that keep this county running, that you will bless them, that you will guide them, that you will protect them, that you'll build them up in the most holy faith. And I pray for our commissioners, our mayor, our chairman. I pray, Lord, that you would give them wisdom as they carry about the business of this county, Lord, and show you favor to them and their families. Put a hedge of protection around them and bless them. In Jesus' name we pray, and amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I would like to welcome the firemen along with the chief and Mrs. Gleason, Attorney George McCoy, and a couple of other people I haven't seen before. I don't know your name or I would recognize you. We'll now have the roll call, please.
Rogers,
Here.
Winters,
Here.
Beatty,
Here.
Alford,
Here.
Cry,
Here.
Blake,
Here.
Collins,
Here.
Gilbert,
Here.
Thompson,
Here.
Goins,
Here.
Slater,
Here.
Mason,
Here.
Ledford.
Here.
There's 13 here and 1 absent.
Thank you. I'd like to entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes.
Second.
Okay, we got a first by Goins, second by Thompson. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Rogers,
Yes.
Winters,
Yes.
Beatty,
Yes.
Alford,
Yes.
Cry,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Goins,
Yes.
Slater,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
13 in favor, none opposed, and 1 absent.
Thank you very much. We will now go to the report from the county mayor. Mayor Davis, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good evening, everyone. I've passed out copies of 2 or 3 resolutions. The first one up is the resolution that authorizes Bradley County to join the National Purchasing Partners Government Division, NPP, accepting their terms and conditions for government entities and authorizing Bradley County departments and elected officials to use this cooperative as an avenue to purchase supplies. Respectfully ask for that to be approved.
Do I have someone to make, Commissioner Slater makes the motion? And Commissioner Winters on the second, open for discussion. Commissioner Gilbert.
Yes, will they be, different departments, will they just be able to sell their stuff on there? Is that what that is?
No, it's sort of like, instead of bidding, if you're members of certain cooperatives, you can buy through that cooperative. In this particular case, we're looking at buying the 2 fire trucks that's been tentatively approved, and they're part of that cooperative. We don't have to go through the long, drawn-out bidding process.
Thanks.
And it's available for all departments, of course, but it's mostly fire department equipment.
Anyone else? Discussion closed. Call the roll, please.
Rogers,
Yes.
Winters,
Yes.
Beatty,
Yes.
Alford,
Yes.
Cry,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Goins,
Yes.
Slater,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
and Ledford.
Yes.
That's 13 in favor, none opposed, and 1 absent.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And the next one is similar. It's with a company called Savick, is to purchase some emergency service equipment. The last ambulance, since COVID, it's almost impossible to bid for fire trucks and ambulances and so forth. If you find one somewhere that maybe they've had returned or they decided not to buy it or something, you can buy it, but without being part of a cooperative, you have to go through the long bidding process. So these cooperatives make it a lot quicker in cases like that. This SAVIC is one that we're looking at purchasing an ambulance through. We've purchased from these people before when it was declared an emergency. This time, we can't really declare it an emergency, so by becoming members of this group, we can do the same thing with an ambulance like we would be with the fire truck.
Discussion? Commissioner Slater?
I didn't know you were for a motion or.
Oh, I need a motion. Okay, Commissioner Slater and Commissioner Rogers on the second, open for discussion. No discussion, call the roll, please.
Rogers,
Yes.
Rivers,
Yes.
Beatty,
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry,
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Goins,
Yes.
Slater.
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
13 in favor, none opposed, and one absent.
Thank you for that vote also. I appreciate it. The next one's just an FYI. You have a letter in front of you from the Department of Economic and Community Development telling us that we have been awarded a grant, this one from TDEC for, it's called Addressing Food Insecurities. You heard about this a few months ago when we originally applied for it, but we have been awarded $362,820. That's just the awarding letter, and none of the paperwork's been done or yet. They said probably wouldn't be done until the first of the year, but I wanted to make sure everyone knew about the awarding of that grant, $362,000. Septic tank report, RC&D is now up to 78. That's up 2 from last month. 78 of 89, still got 11 to go, and the ones that we're doing in-house is up 1. We've got 15 projects completed, 3 more to go, the one that we're doing in-house. So those are still moving slowly, but at least they're moving. You have another resolution somewhere in front of you, authorizing me to negotiate and enter into an agreement with Justin Spears for design and installation management services for an 18-hole disc golf course at Elrod Park. We don't have a contract yet, but Crystal will be preparing a contract once this resolution is approved.
Commissioner Thompson on the motion? You're not making a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Commissioner Rogers on the motion. The second is Commissioner Mason. Open for discussion, please.
Mr. Chairman, is this going to coincide with HCI? Did they get a grant with HCI?
Yeah, we're applying for HCI. Hopefully that one will be awarded. This is one we got last year or sometime back from TVA. It's a $10,000 grant. It's already been amended into your budget, ready to spend. We just now need the authorization to do the contract, to sign a contract with the people to do it.
Commissioner Thompson.
Well, first of all, we ain't got the lights out of Elrod Park yet. I'm still waiting on them.
They did approve the amendment for that today. That's in the works. He's gotten the estimates and everything. You've also got to do some work with the utility for the lights, but it's on go and should be moving probably, as I said a while ago, first of the year, in the next month or two, yes.
Okay. We've got 500 homes being built out there that's going to affect Parkview School, I'm sure of that, and probably Oak Grove and Michigan Avenue too. We do not need no golf course at Elrod Park. What we need out there is to save that land to expand that school out there if we need it, when all them kids come in there, out of them 500 houses. We don't need no golf course out there on Elrod Park.
Anyone else?
Yeah,
Commissioner
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Winters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. How active are these parks, golf courses, 18 holes for Frisbee? Do we have a pretty strong group of people?
Yeah, how many people would you say is involved with the organization? They have an organization now. It's not quite as big as the tennis thing, whatever that's called, but it is a growing number of them. They have one at Fletcher Park now. That's the only other one so far. They seem to be a large number of these people that's doing it. Do you have a number you were going to throw out, Adam?
Yeah, the Fletcher Park course that opened in August, beginning of August, they've had already, they estimate, over 25,000 rounds of disc golf played. All you have to do is go out there and just see dozens and dozens of people out there, rain or shine, that play. So it's we were actually, I'm not proud to admit this, but we were actually approached by them 2 years ago to do the same thing. And so it's taken us 2 years to get to that point, whereas we could have probably got a jump on the city had we gotten some of the funding and approvals earlier.
Commissioner Ledford and Commissioner Blake.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's just clarify, this is not golf with a putter and a hole. This is actually a basket with a disc that you throw into it. Make sure we understand that. It's not near the space. You don't have to have all the greens and
Not near as
stuff
big a
mowed.
golf course, no.
Yeah, not a golf course,
And,
not a
and,
hole.
you know, we
Park
allowed
greens.
them to build a school on the park. There's still expansion room out there. If it's determined that that's where the expansion needs to be, I don't think we've gotten that yet. The meeting I attended, they were not saying where yet. But, there's a lot of those homes that you're talking about going up in various districts. Up north, there's another one on Michigan Avenue. But there's still gonna be expansion room there if that's what you all decide to do. There's a lot of space between the ball fields and the school. There's a lot of space behind the school. There was supposed to have been another ball field built back there that we never did proceed with. So there's expansion room there, I think, but I don't think it would conflict with that at all.
Commissioner Blake.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Real quick, so the $10,000 was the TVA money that we amended a couple months ago. That's what this is about.
Right.
But you're still going after HCI money. So do you need the HCI money in order to complete the project, or is that a totally different?
The HCI would be for construction of the thing, I believe would be correct.
So if
This is to design it, yes.
Not to be pessimistic, but what if, as you know, there's X amount that's awarded and there's more requests for money. So somebody in HCI is not going to get everything they need. So do you have to have the HCI money in order for this project to be a go?
We would certainly love to have it,
Of course.
but we have a roughly $50,000 estimate for the entire project. 10,000 is what you're voting on tonight. There's already between 25 and 30,000 estimated for whole sponsorships. There's that much interest from the community as well in terms
So-
of whole sponsorships. So we've requested 15,000 from HCI. Last year we requested 25,000 and were denied because we couldn't demonstrate that there was a need for it.
I
And
just
so
wanna make
hopefully
sure
we're hopeful
if
that
HCI doesn't come through, it doesn't kill the whole project.
it will
That
not kill the
sounds
whole
good.
project, but we'll proceed either way.
The HCI is to finish out the donated sponsorships that we've gotten so far. If we got HCI and the sponsorships, we'd be able to finish it, but we can at least start it. Worst case scenario, we start it with the sponsorships, and maybe we'll have to wait till next year on HCI, whatever, but both of them together would get it done.
Commissioner Thompson, please.
You got a golf course out there on Benton Pike, plenty big enough to do what we need to do. This Park View down here, I don't know, you keep adding, we bought that park, I don't think we bought it for a golf course. But, you say there's room there, and they are room there, but we might need that room later on. So, I'm just telling you, we don't need no golf course over there.
Commissioner Gilbert, please.
So explain it, this is gonna be a Frisbee, right?
Yes.
So it's a Frisbee with chains around a thing, they throw the Frisbee in the chains.
Yes.
I think it's a great thing to throw a Frisbee in a chain, that's what the people would like to do. But I'd like to see where it's gonna be and how much room it is gonna take up before we actually step into that. Is that possible, Mayor?
Do you have a preliminary design that we could bring back and show them?
We don't. That's part of
And where
what
it's
we're
gonna be?
entering into an agreement is for the design of the course. I mean, we can, there is, the gentleman that is mentioned in the resolution has already walked the property. Keep in mind, too, that you've also designated a portion of that land for the Miracle Field as well out there. I don't know when that was. That was several years ago. 2 years ago maybe. So this course design will take that into consideration as well. But there's quite a bit of wetland that won't be, that can't be built on, that can't be used for anything, that floods. They'll utilize some of that as well. So we'll be able to reclaim some of that land that wouldn't have been able to be used otherwise.
Mr. Thompson?
Where do you think money's coming from to build that?
We've got the 10,000 from TVA. We've got approximately 30 to 35 in whole sponsorships, and then we're applying for 15,000 HCI grant.
See, there you go, spending HCI money, ought to be spent for water, instead of somebody knocking a ball in a hole out there.
Recreation does qualify,
Listen,
sir.
what you need to do, stay out of the fourth district and go somewhere else.
And it is a recreational park.
Well, I know it's a restoration, that's what we bought it for, but we also bought it for the property we had out there too, like we built a fire department, several other things. We can use it for the county somewhere along the line, we'll need that property.
Commissioner Alford?
That, I think Mr. Gilbert kind of hit on the idea. I'd like to know how much space it's going to take up. I know I've seen these courses before. It's quite a lot of space. Once they're there, there's nothing else you can ever put there. So I'd like to know how much space it's going to take up, and who's this Justin Spears? Is he an architect, designer, or what kind of company does he operate?
Mr. Spears is who designed and constructed the Fletcher Park course. So if you have any questions about his expertise, I encourage you to go take a look at the course. I'm telling you, I could sit here, Andy could sit here, and until you've seen the course and you've seen the amount of interest, you don't get a full appreciation for what's possible. To answer your question, we don't have a preliminary outline other than we know where the current property is being used, where the school property is, and where the property for the Miracle Field is. They're looking at every other additional space on that property to potentially use because, again, it sat there with no plans for how long. And so this is an attempt to respond to calls from the community and utilize a space that hasn't been utilized to this point. So I guess that's the best we can come up with. Part of the agreement that's before you would be to give us something a little bit more concrete in terms of a map or an overview, if you will. But we're not going to get that for free.
Commissioner Thompson?
Could I suggest that if you have reservations about where and how much space, we got a $10,000 donation from TVA to use for this purpose. Approve allowing us to use it for that purpose, and once they have done what they're supposed to do with TVA's money, then we'll have the plans to show you and answer those questions. We're not asking for taxpayers' money, as Mylan would say all the time. This is TVA money donated for this purpose.
That's exactly the question.
Yes.
You said you'd heard from community. I hadn't heard nothing from the community out there, and I know everybody out there. I hadn't heard nobody say anything about they want a golf course there, and I know people live all the way around it.
Vote it down, and we'll send the check back to TVA,
That's right.
sir.
Send it back.
So vote.
Send her back. Send it for something worth
Same
something.
person's commented 5 times. Vote on it.
Mr. Rogers, please.
Call the question.
We'll send the money back if you don't want it.
Request has been made.
Can I ask one question for that?
The call to the question has been made. Discussion is ended. Do I have someone to make a motion for the resolution? All right, he objects to the call for the motion. Let's go to a vote.
On the previous question,
Yes.
tell me what we're doing.
Stop debates. No is continued debate.
No. No, I think we need,
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
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 Yes.
No.
Yes.
We'll continue with the debate.
only question I wanted to ask is is there an association of this group that's asking for this? Who is the we people that are pushing for this at this point?
So the Cleveland Disc Golf, I know you'll love the fact it's got Cleveland on it, but that's the name of the group that has been spearheading the majority of this in the community. Okay, they approached us first. When I say us, they came to our office, asked to meet with us, pitched the idea of a course, and we weren't in a position to be able to do that. We looked at funding. Last year we applied with the HCI committee for funding to fund part of this, and were denied. We couldn't demonstrate. We could not demonstrate apparently that there was a need or a desire for this in the community. The city of Cleveland has gone ahead and built a very similar course with the support of the same group. And I mentioned earlier the type of response that they've gotten. They've also been able to host already 2 regional tournaments. They have several more scheduled in the next calendar year as well. So they are actively using that site and have plans for future use.
So that's an association.
I don't know what the legal term would be. It's a disc golf club of about 800 to 900 members, I think they have. And of course, there are many, many more people that aren't associated with the club that can use the site as well.
Thank you.
Commissioner Gilbert.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
the $10,000 donation, what this is asking us for is the consent to go ahead and have them to draw up plans, not put it there, but have them to draw up plans before they put it there.
Yeah, it would be design the course.
It's
right.
to design the course, and if we don't like it and don't want it there, whoever, they can vote no or yes, right? That's later on.
True.
But we're right now just into design.
We don't have the money funding in the budget yet to actually build it.
Right.
The whole sponsors and the HCI money would become part of the budget at some point, and then you could build it, right?
So this is just the design process, not building. I understand that.
Anybody else? All right, it's open for a motion to approve the resolution. Commissioner Rogers and Commissioner Slater. On that, open for I'm sorry?
They've already,
Yeah.
the motion's already been done.
Oh, okay, so,
Now it's vote.
yeah, okay. No more discussion? Call the roll, please.
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 Thank you, I appreciate that. We'll bring back the design once it's completed. The next thing I have for you, we welcome tonight Jeff Stewart and his family, his wife, 2 daughters, my son, is that right? Who are visiting with us tonight for a very good reason. Jeff assumed the role of interim fire chief on August the 26th, 23, upon the retirement of former Chief Sean Fairbanks. Having been an integral part of Bradley County Fire and Rescue for 20 years, Jeff has played a pivotal role in various capacities, contributing significantly to the department's growth and effectiveness. At this time, I'm proud to announce the appointment of Jeff Stewart as the new Bradley County Fire and Rescue Chief after serving as interim fire chief for the past few months, and respectfully ask for your all's confirmation.
Commissioner Winters and Commissioner Slater, open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Yes.
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 Thank you, appreciate that.
I got a few words I'd like to say. Kind of a gentleman that doesn't talk very well with a good crowd, so I guess I got to learn that. So again, I would like to thank Mayor Davis for this opportunity, and I would like to thank each and every one of you for the support you've showed me over the last several months and my 20-year career. I've been with Bradley County Fire Rescue now for 20 years. Coming in as a volunteer firefighter back in 2003, became a full-time employee when we first started our full-time station up shortly after. After working through my way through the ranks with the department, I've had this opportunity to become deputy chief of the department, and watching it grow, I've seen 7 stations being manned now to 73 full-time firemen and to 120, 130 members altogether. It is definitely an honor to serve as Bradley County Fire Chief and to have the opportunity to work in this great community. I'm very proud to work with one of the very best fire departments in Tennessee and with some of the very best firefighters and fire officers in this industry has to offer. I look forward to leading these men and women at Bradley County Fire Rescue. Again, I thank you very, very much for the support. Thank you again, Mayor Davis.
I want to present him with a certificate of promotion. It's presented to Chief Jeff Stewart, who's been promoted to the rank of Chief for Bradley County Fire and Rescue at this time. One of the things I asked Jeff to do when he was first made interim chief was, we've heard a lot of talk about SOPs for some time. Members of the department have constantly reminded me we need SOPs that are approved. We've had SOPs, by the way, but I don't think they were ever approved formally. Not approved, but made part of the minutes. So one of the things I was waiting on was for him to get this done. The SOPs are done. They're, gosh, how many pages are there? Anyway, it's a book. You don't approve them according to the attorney. We just ask that you make them a part of the minutes. Sort of like the road department has their formal rules of they go by. The sheriff has the same thing. This is the SOP, Standard Operating Procedures, for the Bradley County Fire and Rescue Department. So at this time, without any objection, I'd like to ask that they be made part of tonight's minutes.
Yes.
Is that okay? Okay. You can vote on it if you want to, but you don't have to unless there's an objection. Okay, one other thing. I'm 30 minutes into it. I promised Daniel, Mr. Beatty would be out of here by 8 o'clock, at least my time. I was trying to be through by 7:30, but you hear more and more talk about vaping by our kids in schools these days. Last Tuesday, I attended what was an eye-opening meeting for me regarding the vaping problem in our schools. This meeting was attended, I don't want to name who was there because I'll forget somebody, but I know Chairman Cry was there. Both city and county school officials were there, local law enforcement, DA's office, state legislature, juvenile department, and as I said, some members of the commission. The purpose of the meeting was to highlight how pervasive the problem has become and also to solicit solutions to combat the problems in our schools. One such solution discussed was the presence of vape detectors. I didn't know there was such a thing. But the presence of vape detectors in our school restrooms designed to detect the presence of vaping as well as increased noise level, which helps detecting potential fights. Don't know if they had them when you were at Walker Valley, but they've been put in since then, I think, probably. Walker Valley so far is the only school that currently has these in place, but they don't have all of the restrooms covered. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to vote on anything tonight, okay? I'm merely putting the bug in your ear to think about it. Hopefully you will address it soon. We have confirmed with Walker Valley, along with the school's safety and security coordinator, that 7 more units are needed to provide coverage for all the student restrooms at Walker Valley. The total cost to provide these 7 additional units with standard software is $13,202. We have $3,000 left in the opioid fund that you haven't spent, plus we have received an additional $35,000 since this budget year began, which gives us $38,000. I'm proposing that you consider in the near future spending $13,000 of that, and we can complete Walker Valley High School. Now, there's going to be some say, what about Bradley High School? What about the Pie Center and even the middle schools at some point? Probably they're going to be requested everywhere in the near future. We'll have more opioid money coming in next year's budget. Maybe next year you would spend it on things like this instead of some of the things we did this year. That would be totally up to you. Or the schools have a pretty nice budget of their own. They might want to go ahead and pursue it with Bradley and the Pie Center also. But I am suggesting that you think about finishing Walker Valley, getting these detectors in all of the restrooms up there. 7 more units is what's needed. And according to all of the people that talked in that meeting, this is one of the best ways of getting a handle on the vaping problem that we're having in our schools, which is what's leading to a lot of the other things that's going on. So again, I'm not asking for anything to be voted on tonight, but it's something to think about. I think we could finish Walker Valley's and say that we completed that for them up there. Hopefully they'll consider moving forward with the other 2 high schools, maybe in next year's budget or maybe even this year's budget, but at least we can finish the one project that they got started. So think about it, and we would have to do an amendment at some point if you did pursue it, but whenever you're comfortable with proceeding with approving it, then we can get the budget amendment done at that time. Any questions?
I'd like to put that on the Finance Committee agenda. Commissioner Blake, please.
But that was what I was just ready to say, Laura. If you'll put that on the next finance agenda as a agenda item, so it'll give us a few weeks to research. I heard a little bit about that meeting, Mayor, that these detectors, well, they're not foolproof, but they're I guess the best defense, whatever. But some of the questions I guess I'm gonna ask, I guess it was ATS to Bridge, who we've gotten to know over the last couple of months, how they monitor it, how they if someone is found, if it goes off, what course of action is taken, all these kind of things. But most important is the school system. What's their plan as far as funding all the schools and whatnot? So I'll start digging in and getting ready for a January finance meeting to do this.
And I can't speak for them, but I think maybe they were putting some in to see how it went. ATS, the Bridge, was there and part of that presentation that day. I was convinced at least that this seems to be the route to take to try to get a handle on it. It is going to take a lot more funding to do the other schools as they can, but they may have that in their plan already.
And other school systems that have already used this successfully on that.
That was my understanding, yes. I'm very unfamiliar with it other than ATS, the Bridge, the TBI and all were there at that meeting, and this is what they were saying is being done at Walker Valley, and this is probably what we need to be looking at throughout.
And this qualifies for opioid money. I mean, the auditors aren't going to say,
yeah,
it was supposed to be for drug rehab and prevention. Okay.
Prevention, abatement, and remediation. So it would
I really
it
don't
would
care
fit.
what the auditors say, but anyway, but I just thought I'd ask.
Any other questions? If not, thank you. That's all I have. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We'll now go to the consent agenda and entertain a motion. Goins. Second, do I have a second? Commissioner Slater on the second. Open. Please turn your phone off.
Chief.
Open for discussion.
You have to keep yours on.
You might be the
Please.
exception.
Yeah, you're the exception. You are certainly the exception. Yeah.
You got a real
We
job,
need
that's
to answer
right.
that.
If there's no discussion, call the roll, please.
Rogers.
Yes.
Winters.
Yes.
Beatty.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Goins.
Yes.
Slater.
Yes.
Mason.
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
13 in favor, none opposed, and 1 absent.
Thank you very much. Before we go to the committee and district reports, we learned last week of the passing of Gary Moore, who served as First District Constable for 10 years. We extend our condolences to the family and appreciate Gary's service to our community. Gary's passing leaves the First District Constable seat vacant. The election office confirmed the seat will be on the March 2024 ballot, and the deadline to qualify for the ballot is December the 14th, 2023 at noon. So if you know anybody, please pass that along. We'll now start to our right with Commissioner Beatty, please.
In the first district, I had a lot of calls about the landfill, and one of the problems was when it was real dusty, they never did water the roads and everything, and they had clouds of dust around. And they said the reason was they had a flat tire on their water truck. But they got their own shop. They should have been able to fix it within just a few hours, you know. But he went for days without it. And then, and one person there had fiberglass dust in his swimming pool from the landfill that come from Mansfield up there. And then on the November the 24th, from 9:30 to 8:30, the sludge wasn't ever covered to 8:30 of the night. And the smell went for 3 miles or 4 miles. And the people said their eyes was burning and, you know, everything like that, you know. But TDEC has been over here lately, finally looking after it, finally. But that's basically all I have.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Alford, please.
Second district's doing well.
Commissioner Blake, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, congratulations, Chief. Well deserved, and I can tell you, the Finance Committee supports you. This commission supports you as we move forward. I appreciate you taking up this and your leadership. Next, Mr. Chairman, you may recall some residents of Broomfield Road requested commission assistance with a property on their street. The property is overgrown and has a great accumulation of debris. The Finance Committee met earlier today and discussed options for this property, including cleanup. If we move forward with cleaning up the property, we may place a lien on the property for the cost of the cleanup, which would gives us an opportunity to try and get our money back when the property is sold in the future. Mr. Chairman, the Finance Committee voted unanimously to recommend appropriating up to $10,000 from the Fund 116, that's the landfill money, to clean up property located at 2045 Broomfield Road. Mr. Chairman, I place this in the form of a motion. Thank you.
Do I have a second? Commissioner Goins on the second. Open for discussion.
Just to add to that, Mr. Chairman of Finance, that Crystal, this kind of gives her the green light to go forward with the process that she needs, and they will come back to Finance with amendment, and once they get a contractor or someone to clean it up. So just it's going to take a few months to get this all done and everything, but I think it's worthwhile cause. Thank you.
Commissioner Thompson.
Mr. Blake, we have several properties in the same, we have several properties in the same shape. And I think Mr. Mason over here will tell you that. He's got letters already on several properties and requesting that they clean them up. So I don't know, you're right, we do need some way to be able to clean these up, have the revenue to do that and be able to collect it back on tax. And I don't know if we need to do that just not that one property, but several properties that he has on his list that needs to be cleaned up.
Well, if there's other properties, Commissioner, bring them to our attention. This is just the one that was brought to finance today.
Okay, can you do that, Mr. Mason? Okay, you can do that. Thank you.
Anybody else? Commissioner?
I agree with Commissioner Thompson. I don't think there's any district that doesn't have sections within our districts that need this attention. We had a big discussion about property ownership in our last meeting, and we need to look at those property owners that have to look at this stuff every day and drive by it every day. So that's a great point that I think we have going here, that as a county, we need to take a look at private property taken care of for those other folks that have private property that are beside it, have to look at this all the time. So it's a good point. Thank you.
Anyone else? Discussion closed. Call the roll, please.
Rogers,
Yes.
Winters.
Yes.
Beatty,
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Goins,
Yes.
Slater,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
and Ledford.
Yes.
That's 13 in favor, none opposed, and one absent.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Collins, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All is well in District 3. Do want to step out of my commission hat just for a minute and put on the dad hat and just say, Mr. Mayor, I appreciate you, and I appreciate taking on something that's a plague in our community. And I'm a dad of 3 daughters that are in high schools, and I can tell you that the electronic delivery devices, vapes, it's a major issue. It's a significant problem, and it's not something that's going away. I know that Commissioner Winters has a granddaughter that's part of the campaign for Bradley County Schools, and there are a number of students that are athletes in the fine arts program, musicians, all of the things, and it's something that can touch any of our kids, any of our children, and so I just want to tell you I appreciate you as a dad. Thank you for taking that on. That's all.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Winters.
Mr.
please.
Chairman, I had the opportunity too of attending that workshop regarding the vape, but also other opioid concerns with our young people. As we remember, the vape program was provided as a way for those that use tobacco to have a better alternative. But what's happened is the adult world that sees a way to make money is utilizing something that may be good for the adult world, but for children that are in elementary school and move on to junior high, that begin to see this as an opportunity to challenge a school system in general to hide what they're doing and end up having a major problem with vape. So I think we're on the, and in that particular meeting, it was great to see the community working together on this and looking at how we can obviously work with our young people, but work with adults that are in this challenge. So I think we're in a great move there. About almost 20 years now ago, I was able to be at the championship game that my fellow commissioner, who is now the first district and also the emeritus of this chairmanship, Coach Alford, he led the Bradley Bears to a state championship. I was there. I know what it was like, and I know the thrill of that evening. But I also know the thrill of the evenings that we had with all 3 of our high schools being in these great ball games. And I think the Banner did a tremendous job of showing our locals that earned top recognition as regional athletes. And got awards for that. And I want to make sure at the point of record that we identify them here. This was a great year for sports in Bradley County in general, specifically football, for both high schools to be in the regional finals for the state was tremendous. And Cleveland High had a great year as well. So within that, we had a great run all the way around. But there were 4 individuals that were identified, and Banner did a very good job with this. I want to make sure that that's a public record as well. Bradley Central High senior Boo Carter has been named the Region 2 6A Player of the Year. That's big. That's big. I watched him play. The first play that I ever saw him, he definitely deserved this. For Bradley Central High School. For Walker Valley High, the senior quarterback Evan Schwartzel has been named to the Region 4 5A Player of the Year and brought a team that had never been in this arena to this arena. Congratulations to them. But also coaches here. Bradley Central's head coach Damon Floyd has been named the Region 2 6A Coach of the Year. Commendations to them. And Walker Valley's coach, new coach, done a great job there. Drew Akins has been named the Region 4 5A Coach of the Year. Congratulations to them. And we've been able to sit there and watch all this. And for some of us, we got a pass to do that because we have a pass to see those games. So it was tremendous. I just wanted to make sure I've kept this. And I was there when Coach Alford's crew did their thing, and I know what that was like. And it was, but congratulations to them. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Gilbert.
Oh, the 4th District has lost one of its prized constituents, Mr. Richard Calfee. Passed and went on. I go there about every morning and get my boys a biscuit. He's sure going to be missed. He's one of the most gentlest, kindest men you ever met in your life. He was just super to be able to go in and talk to. And Calfee's, I just want them to know that he's going to be missed. Talking about the properties, Mr. Blake, that clean up. There's one we have over on Hawk Street. And you talk about horrible. I've had pictures sent to me back in May, and I got a hold of him, and he went over there and left the notice and everything on there, and they still haven't done nothing about it. I'm talking about garbage piled up 7, 8 feet tall. It just runs all back in there, and it's in the subdivision over there where the tornado hit on Strawberry Lane, and all the people's got the nice houses over there, and it's just. It's awful. It's not that it's a bad looking house or nothing like that, or they painted it pink. It has trash and rats and everything else. And these people are having to deal with it. So, and Mr. Mason, if there's any way of us getting anything else done, please. And then, read in the paper, 12,000 tons of bio-sludge coming from Cobb County, Georgia. This is ridiculous. Why don't Cobb County, Georgia keep their sludge? I know poop stinks, right? Chicken litter stinks too, right? It's not the poop that I'm worried about. It's what else is in these, what other chemicals are in this poop that they're putting there. Biohazard, what it is. It's coming out of the septic systems out of Cobb County, Georgia, and there's thousands of plants. And there's no telling what kind of chemical, forever chemicals are going in there. And they're already finding forever chemicals in fetuses now. And it's horrible. We've got to protect our kids. I don't know how to go about doing this. I know we signed, the county signed a contract, probably 1990 with Santec, and Santec sold out. And as they sold out, they sold out to Republic. Now Republic's bringing all this stuff in. I don't know if it's a breach of their contract. I've never seen the contract. I would like to have a contract of where we sign that contract. If there's any way possible of getting one, Ms. Freiberg, can you look into that, seeing if we can't possibly make them sign a new contract? I mean, it's really horrible.
Well, we definitely can look at it again, but I think we've been down this road about 25 times. To my knowledge, unless there is violations that TDEC finds of what they're doing, it wouldn't be a breach or violation of their current contract, and we can't force them to renegotiation. So the only thing we can do is be on the lookout and see if there ever is any violations of
Well,
the
I
terms
definitely
of the
need a
agreement.
contract.
I think Lori has a copy of it, but
If you
if she
could give me a
doesn't,
copy, Miss Lori, I sure would appreciate it. And, that'd be it. I've got another constituent. She'll said she would speak at the end. So that's all for me.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have a couple of things. First of all, Mr. Beatty, you were talking about the fiberglass coming from, Etowah up there, that area. It passes my place every morning, 2 trucks. And it's on the side of the road and everything else, but it's going to a landfill. That's where it's coming from, out of the, I guess, shingles that they make at Mansfield or somewhere. So it's, Mr. Chairman, today, the committee met, the Building and Land Committee met earlier today and voted to recommend approving the resolution before you, authorizing the mayor to execute a deed to the Church of God of Prophecy for approximately 1.6 acres of property located on Tomlinson College Road map and parcel 034-020.002 upon payment of $101, consistent with the terms of the lease, with options to purchase, execute between Thomason College and the Bradley County Industrial Development Board. I place this recommendation in form of a motion.
Do I have a second, please? Commissioner Rogers on the second. Open for discussion. Commissioner Blake.
Where are you gonna put the $101?
That's the mayor.
That's the mayor.
Toward that
It'll
disc.
go in,
Toward the discourse.
Yeah, this,
it'll
put it toward the
go in the
golf
county
course.
fund. It's the county money.
Do we have any other points of discussion on this? We close discussion. Call the roll, please.
Yes.
Winters,
Yes.
Beatty,
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry,
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Goins,
Yes.
Slater, Mason,
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
13 in favor, none opposed, and 1 absent.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we also voted to recommend supporting EMA's pursuit of the competitive FEMA EOC grant to relocate EMA Homeland Security to the 3110 Peerless Road property. I place this recommendation in form of a motion.
Commissioner Rogers on the second. Open for discussion. No discussion. Discussion closed. Call the roll, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Beatty,
Yes.
Alford,
I'm gonna vote yes.
Cry,
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Goins,
Yes.
Slater,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
13 in favor, none opposed, and 1 absent.
All I have.
Thank you very much. We'll now proceed to Commissioner Goins.
Fifth District's doing a lot better since, Broomfield, is getting cleaned up, so I'm glad to see that.
Hadn't been done yet, sir.
It hadn't been the way, I mean.
Government works slowly, I can assure you.
It looks more promising.
That's good. Is that all you have, sir? Commissioner Slater.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jeff, congratulations. Well deserved. Come a long way since our days at Plant 2, even though they were good days at Plant 2. But congratulations. Well deserved. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Mason.
Thank you, Chairman. Sixth District's doing well, and I'd like to also say congratulations to new Chief Jeff. Congratulations. That's all I have, Chairman.
Commissioner Ledford, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I too, Jeff, me and Jeff has had discussions, and I'm so proud to see Jeff Stewart as our chief. And I'd like to say I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving Day. I had a good dinner, and it was cooked by Cracker Barrel. It was good. And we went to the parade Saturday night. It was very slim and plenty of places to stand. Of course, I didn't get rained on like everyone spoke, but it was quick. But other than that, Mr. Chairman, 6th District is doing well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Rogers, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chief, congratulations, and thank you for what you do and all your men and women do every single day for everyone in Bradley County. we appreciate you guys. Mr. Chairman, it is that time again, and the Empty Stocking Fund is currently going on. The Empty Stocking Fund, for most of you guys know this, but for those who don't, is a nonprofit organization that was founded by Tom and Sandra Rowland in 1975 with the late Bobby Taylor, along with two other organizations that merged with the Empty Stocking Fund, which was the Cleveland Christmas Party for Children, which was created in 1947 by the late Reverend and Mrs. Emmy Littlefield, and Creating Christmas Memories, founded in 1995 by Miss Brenda Lawson. Last year, over 1,200 Bradley County boys and girls were able to have a Christmas because of this effort. Last year, $215,760 were raised during the 10 days of the Mix 104.1 FM broadcast. This year, the Empty Stocking Fund is looking to provide Christmas for over 1,500 children who will receive a Christmas because of this effort. Currently, as of this morning, the Empty Stocking Fund has raised around $94,000, and the goal every year is just $1 more. This Thursday, I will be on air along with some of my friends, radio and TV broadcast partners, and our 2-hour goal is to raise $40,000 in 2 hours. I want to ask all of you, if you haven't given yet to the Empty Stocking Fund, that you give this Thursday to help us reach this goal, to be able to have these boys and girls in Bradley County enjoy a Christmas that they wouldn't ever have. If you've heard the stories, these children, they're not like my kids and some of our kids that ask for toys or a new iPad or a new phone. They ask for clothes. They ask for sheets. They ask for towels. They ask for socks and underwear, things that they don't have, things that their parents can't afford. And I'll get to this part, but donations can be made at emptystocking.org or by calling 423-614-6499 with Mix 104. Also this year, the Christmas party where the families will receive these gifts, and this is really what I want to get to, will be on December 16th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Ocoee Middle School. If you've never volunteered to be able to give these presents out to these kids, I want to encourage everyone up here to volunteer for that. You can call the station as well to sign up as a volunteer. But to see, the great thing about this is that the kids aren't the one who receive the presents. It's the parents. They put on a day for those kids. The parents will receive those presents, and they take those presents home to where those kids actually get a Christmas from their parents that they might not ever receive. So if you have the opportunity to give, whether it's $1, $5, $25, or as much as you want, or you have the opportunity to serve, I want to encourage everyone to do so. Also, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to place on the calendar an EMS meeting at 11 a.m. on Monday the 11th. That, Mr. Chairman, that's all I got.
Thank you very much. There are no agenda items, so we'll go straight to communication from the audience. Ma'am, you wanted to speak?
Come on up, sweetie. Speak your name and what district you're in.
My name is Johnny Bellamy, and I live in the 4th District. And my concern is about the dog leash law. Just this year only, we've had to make several calls to the Bradley County Sheriff's Office. Neighbor, they have dogs. I don't know, people that the dogs don't belong to the people that own the property. It's people that just lives there. I don't know where these people come from, but they bring their dogs. Sometimes they leave the dogs and they just run everywhere. And these dogs, the latest two are part pit bull. They have chased me. I've been to the mailbox. They got after me. They chased my husband up to our porch inside our home. I called the sheriff's department and but the last time I talked to the sheriff's department, that officer told me, I'm not coming back out there. Been to that home over and over. We give them citations, and we do nothing. They told me, I don't. That's just wrong. But anyway, we need some kind of enforcement of a leash law in Bradley County. I mean, this has gone on for years. This is not something, this is several years I've dealt with. Getting tired of getting chased. My own, can't go to the mailbox without somebody's dog getting after you. So I don't really know what to do.
Did you say that the sheriff's department has issued a citation?
No.
The officer told me that, and I'm sorry I didn't get the officer. That resident over. Officer, I certainly.
They've got a citation, they should have went to court. That seems to have been the problem that we've had. Is it-
Happened, and I'd rather not say names, but I'm sure most of you would have heard of this address or this name if I told you. It's not just along with garbage piled up to the higher in my head for a while. All this somebody had. Somebody brings garbage. Their treasures. I don't know what. I said, they out in the driveway and they go through it. Don't keep it left. Have a pile back there. Burn. Not only burn. Burn ban has. Our department was burning. Officers knocked on the door. There, the fire is burning. Nobody home. So it's a big mess at the property. Dogs, everything.
Commissioner Mason, can you check? Commissioner Gilbert.
Miss Johnny,
Yeah.
the next time them dogs run at your house, you pick up your phone, you call 911. You tell them dogs are chasing you inside your house for them to send a policeman there. Now, the SPCA does not have to respond unless 911 is called. And there's some more things that's really bothered me. The last meeting with the SPCA, they told me that they only had 5 spots for the county saved, and the rest of them was for rescue dogs. And they asked me how I felt about it. They said, well, how do you feel about that being a commissioner? And I said, well, I think that it's pretty bad when the county uses you as a dog shelter and that you use us for payroll. And it's just not right. I've had not just you've called me, but several people has called and said the dogs is chasing them. Their neighbors' dogs are bothering them. And I know we live in the county. But a person ought not to be chased in their home. That's their castle. And that's their place that they dwell at. They should not have to worry when they walk into their house.
About the law, the owner of that property is liable. I'm going to do not bothering my neighbor.
Well, the next time that dog chases you, you call 911.
They say it's an emergency. It is.
It is emergency. You tell them it's emergency, that you're getting dogs trying to attack you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Sorry you had to put up with that. Mr. Mason will get with you afterwards and see what he can get done.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Johnny.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Is there anyone else that would like to communicate from the audience? The announcements, work session December the 11th at 12 p.m. And Commissioner Rogers, I didn't write down the date and time.
11 a.m. next Monday
Next
for
Monday.
the next commission meeting.
Prior to the next commission meeting.
Yep.
Upcoming events, none. We are adjourned.